Rob Tornoe is here, and we have a lot to discuss. So let's start off with the terrorist attack in Paris.
Right.
It's a very powerful one, Rob.
Right. Well, thank you. Yeah, so what I wanted to do was encapsulate the idea that no matter what kind of terrorists are threatening, what kind of action, free speech won't be destroyed. You know, cartoonists, that's what we live for, is this right to criticize. And in fact, with me, you know, a lot of people saw this cartoon that I drew and decided just to reprint it without asking me. So I'm going after them for that. You know, free speech is important, copyrights are important, and one of the things that's powerful about this whole issue is Charlie Hebdo, the magazine in Paris, published an issue this week. So they're not dealing with the threats. I don't want to deal with the threats, and I feel like any journalist or cartoonist or anybody for that matter that values free speech, this is an issue that's important to them.
Were you surprised that others liked your cartoon so much that they did decide to print it?
Yeah, I mean, it's always gratifying, right? Like when someone appreciates your work or likes your work, and they never really know as a cartoonist. You know, the ones that I get the most hate for are the ones that I never think I'm going to get the most hate for.
Okay.
So it's cool. It's gratifying. Yeah. Okay,
well, let's bring it home a bit and
Sure.
talk about Mayor Williams. That's your next cartoon.
Right.
You have him. I guess he looks like he's upset in this cartoon.
Well, speaking of Charlie Hebdo and satirizing, you know, the powerful,
yeah,
a red flag always flies over my head when I see a politician being the victim, you know, blaming the media or blaming outward forces for their failures. And that's exactly what Mayor Williams did this week, you know, called out the News Journal for their reporting. And you're an elected official. No one forced you to run for office. You should know that you need to be held accountable. And if there's problems, just own up to them. If there's flaws, just be honest. And, you know, he's working with Matt Den to get more police officers on the street. I think that's a good thing, but don't play the victim. You know, just own up to your mistakes and move forward. You
don't think he was honest in the beginning? He has been quiet, but what about,
I guess? Yeah, I mean, he might have been honest in the beginning, but the problem is, as things have moved forward, he's become more and more silent and more reclusive. And like I said, if you're working on policies that may not be working, people understand you're not going to be perfect. Just come out and talk and be honest with people. You might get more ideas that way, you might get more interaction, and you might get more done.
Okay, well, hope he's watching. All right, my favorite cartoon is your next one, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie.
A favorite target of mine.
Exactly, but he doesn't mind, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Okay, so tell me a little about that one.
Yeah, so Governor Christie is famously a fan of the Cowboys. How he became a fan of the Cowboys growing up in North Jersey, I don't know. But you can root for whoever you want to root for. That's not my beef. My beef is with Christie traveling across the country, going out of state, leaving his constituents behind, and taking tickets from and flights from the owner of the Cowboys, Jerry Jones, who also has dealings with the Port Authority that Christie has helped push through. You know, Christie used to be the U.S. Attorney. He should know better than that appearance of a conflict of interest. And also, just don't throw salt in the wounds of half of your constituents when you're at an Eagles game with the Cowboys, you know, jersey on or the orange sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be smarter than that, I think.
Well, I love to have you here, and because we always have a good time.
Awesome.
Rob Tornoe, follow him all over Newsworks. We're happy when he drops in. You can also follow Rob on Twitter @Rob Tornoe. Looks like an exciting 2015, so we'll see you next month.